Welcome. And first, what I want to do before we do anything else is I want to get into the disclaimer. So, I am not a doctor. I am not a holistic doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a herbalist. I am just sharing my personal experience and my knowledge that has been passed down to me from my elders and from my experience. And this is something that just the study and use of herbs just something that just seems to come natural to me and I enjoy it. So, that's all this is. I recommend that with your health condition, before you start really getting into taking herbs and stuff like that, to find a holistic doctor or a herbalist or a doctor who's open-minded with using herbs and with your prescription so that they don't counteract. Some herbs will counteract with your medication, so you have to be careful with that. And hello, everyone. So today we are going to talk about golden seal. Golden seal is a very potent herb, and it's probably one of the first herbs I learned about growing up. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure if it was the first one, but it was a pretty important one because of what it does. It does a lot of things, but it's so potent that if you abuse it, it can do a lot of damage to your body. So, golden seal is extremely bitter. It's called golden seal. Well, it actually is a goldish color. And it is great for it's an all natural antibiotic. So it's great for infections and things like that. I've seen people use the pure powder to dye their hair, to also treat scalp issues, whether it be psoriasis of the scalp or an, any kind of like issues with their scalp, maybe um, just a rash or some kind of infection or something. They use gold. I've seen golden seal. It's kind of expensive. Golden seal is an expensive herb. The ones that you see like at Walmart or the regular stores, commercial stores, they're not as high as the potency is not as high as you would if you were to get it from companies such as like Star West or Frontier, um, other companies that sell strictly just herbs. So um, what else can I tell you? So it's golden in color. It's very bitter. If you take it, you cannot take it for longer than 2 weeks at a time. You have to take a break in between. The reasons that you might want to take golden seal is if for things like a flu or anything where you're getting infection all through the body or any kind of infection, it really works to eliminate that infection quickly. After that infection's gone, though, I would discontinue use, because you don't want to overdo it with golden seal. You need to drink a lot of water. Anytime you take any herbs, you need to drink a lot of water, especially if they're in powder form, because it requires a lot of water to kind of flow through your system and work better. And because of the powder, it's going to absorb a lot of the water that's already naturally in your body. So you don't want to take away from that. You want to make sure you're putting enough water in your body so that the herbs can work efficiently. Let's see. Golden seal, taking golden seal if you're diabetic. For anybody, for diabetics, it lowers your blood sugar, but it also has been known to raise your blood pressure. So this is the weird thing with it. Um, for anyone who takes golden seal, one thing you cannot do is you cannot take golden seal and then go to the doctor. Golden seal and echinacea will cause the doctor's medication to it will knock it out of your system. So basically, you don't want to take Goldenseal if you know you're going to go to the doctor, or if you're trying to treat something that should be medically treated. For example, I'm just saying, if you fall and scratch your knee and you put Goldenseal on the abrasion, that's fine. But if you fall and break a leg, you definitely don't want to have Goldenseal in your system. You don't want to put Goldenseal. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, you don't want to put Goldenseal on something where you have to go to the ER, because what will happen is when they try to give you pain meds, the Goldenseal is going to knock it out. Echinacea does this also, but Goldenseal is even stronger. The reason why it does this is because Goldenseal is a herb that I always try to put kind of like some kind of imagery with how the herbs work in the body. And how I understand how Goldenseal works is it comes into the body as kind of like a guard. And it comes in to fight off. If you can imagine, it comes in as like a fighter. It's going to fight everything. So it's going to fight whatever that's not natural to the body. So a lot of the medications that comes from, like, for the pain, they originally started off based off of a herb, but they've been so chemically processed and so manufactured, they're nothing natural anymore. So when the doctor's trying to give you these pain meds, and trust me, when you're in that amount of pain, you want those type of pain meds. The Goldenseal, it's like after, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes, you're going to be back in full pain. It's not going to allow that anything that's chemical based to be in your system. So you can't take Goldenseal and then go to the dentist. You can't take Goldenseal and do a lot of things, and you just have to be very careful. It can drop your sugar, but it also can raise your blood pressure. So these are things you have to be aware of when taking Goldenseal. You can all of the different ways that you can use Goldenseal. There's so many things that it does. It is really a great root. And that's the other thing. You want to use the root. You can also use the leaves and other stuff. The leaves, when you look at a whole plant, different parts do different things or work on different levels. So, for example, the root might be stronger, might be more potent than, say, the leaves, which most of the case that's how it is. So the root is very strong. So the one that I'm talking about is Goldenseal root, and it it stops basically any foreign uh, chemical from thriving in your body. So that is I mean, there's ways to say use that same concept for your good. I won't get into that too much. You could talk to me privately about that. But then there's other reasons why you probably would not want to take Goldenseal. So you're going into surgery, anything like that. Please, 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 please do not have Goldenseal. If you have taken Goldenseal, you need to give it at least, at least, I would say, for me, on the safe side, I would say 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks to get out of your system. It could be longer. You may want to look that up, but it takes a little time to completely come out of your system. So you want to make sure that if you were taking Goldenseal and then you do have to do a scheduled surgery or something, always let your doctor know that you've taken Goldenseal, or you've been taking Goldenseal. When was your last dosage and all that? He needs to know that, or he or she needs to know that. It's extremely important in treating you. So yeah, that is Goldenseal. Goldenseal is an amazing plant. It's good for flus, colds, um, all sorts of infections. It it's a temporary. You don't take it long term, because you would use it just as you would use an antibiotic. So if you have, I've used it before for an abscess in my tooth. you can put it on there, which is extremely disgusting. It's it's very, very bitter. It's not comfortable at all. Or you can just ingest a capsule. You could also take it in a tincture. But I think sometimes a capsule, if you find a potent capsule, that works better. And make sure you drink and you're eating well when you're taking it. It I would recommend purchasing Golden Seal from the when I buy supplements from other companies, supplements that I'm not making on my own. I normally look for companies like there's a company called Michaels. There's Frontier, Star West. They sell the bulk herbs. Um, and then you have, oh gosh, there's a lot of really. I guess I'll have to do a video on companies that I personally recommend for buying your herbal supplements through. Um, Golden Seal is something that you take seriously. It's not a joke. A lot of people think like, oh, it's a herb, so it's natural. It's not going to do anything to me. Don't fall for that. There are herbs that, and I guess what makes it misleading is that some herbs you can take and it seems weak, you know, and then other herbs you take and it's not weak at all. It's really up to the herbalist who knows how to put the combinations together the right way, who knows how and knows and understand how it works in the body. So the supplements that I make for me and my family, we they're pretty potent. You know, like you got to think, we spent a lot of time dumping trash into our body. So you have to do something sort of extreme to clean up the mess now. And you have to do when you really put your mind to wanting to reach optimal health, which I think everybody should be optimally healthy. You have to do some extreme stuff. You have to do these fasts and really detox and it's a lot and it takes discipline. And you are going, let me tell you that the bathroom is going to be your best friend when you are detoxing, when you're really trying to get all those things out. But let me tell you, when you come out, you're going to feel lighter, healthier, refreshed. Your thinking is so much better. The it's easier for you to focus on things. You're not so distracted. Um, it helps. You're going to notice that you just an overall sense of well-being. And this is why I love herbs. I don't say I'll never say you don't need a doctor or you don't need to see medical attention for different things. You need doctors. They spent years just studying the human body, so they know a lot of how it works. I don't know if or I should say traditional doctors. I should say, I guess, I don't know, regular medical doctors. I don't know if they study any type of herbs in the medical field. This is where I recommend holistic doctors or herbalists or a combination, because they study the human body, and they also study herbs and how they work in the human body. And let me tell you, there's not everything that you need at whatever issue you're dealing with. I know that there is a herb, a flower, a root, whatever you want to call it, that is there that can help you. Whether it can help you ease the disease or much better. So, you know, that's all we have to say today about Golden Seal. Again, it's a powerful, very potent herb, the Golden Seal root. It can do a lot. It can help you a lot if used properly. Don't take it for longer than 2 weeks. You take it, it's something that you take temporarily and as you need it. You don't want to take too many in one dosage. And that's pretty much it. It's designed to fight any kind of infection and disease in the body. So I hope you enjoyed learning about Golden Seal. and I'm going to do my best to start sharing my knowledge with you, with everyone, on the herbs that I know and I've used personally in my life. Have a wonderful and blessed day. I hope you're prosperous and I hope you're healthy.